What's going on, Socialites? Welcome back to the Global Pokemon Society, and we got another Pokemon Unite video. This one's a little bit of news, a little bit of, speculative tier list. Can't say I've had the time to test and play everything, but yeah. So yesterday we dropped a video about certain Pokemon in Pokemon Unite getting nerfs, getting buffs, and we didn't have exact numbers now, thanks to some great people in the community. We're going to be using Phantom Baselard, Slowbro Main on Reddit for his numbers, but you can definitely find some in other places. So yeah, so Degnabbit. Oh, actually, he's the one who did this. Maybe that's his Pokemon Unite name, and then Phantom Baselord. I don't know. But anyway, let's get into these numbers. So Charizard, we knew Charizard was going to be getting a buff. So Flamethrower, cooldown reduced from 7 seconds to 5.5. That's pretty big. You might get like one extra Flamethrower in every team fight if you're not picked out early. Damage increase. Overall, it's about a 20% increase, so that's a nice little increase for sure. The burn damage is like doubled. That's what got increased, really. So that's very nice. And Flamethrower Plus also gets a little bit of increased damage, about 13%, a little less. So that is awesome. And actually, with the burn, it ends up being a 17% increase. So that's good. So about 20%. A little less for everything. For Flamethrower, that is a nice buff for Charizard for sure. Fire Blast also gets a nice one. The effects strengthen don't seem to be on damage, but maybe the slow that happens when you walk through it. So again, another good area of denial. Cooldown, this is a pretty big decrease from 11 seconds to 8 seconds. This is going to guarantee basically that you get 2 of these off in a team fight, which will be huge. And then Fire Blast Plus looks like about a 10% increase in damage. I'm not sure exactly what that one means, but you know, the cooldown's the big thing. Like, that's very nice. And Fire Punch might be the knockback. Not exactly sure on this one. Looks like the damage is the same, but you might get a little bit more of a knockback for that. Alright, Talonflame. These are some big buffs. These are huge. So Acrobatics, that's its basic attack when you're like a Fletchling and everything. Damage increase 66.8%. So more than a 2/3 increase. That's huge. That's going to allow, Fletchling, Talonflame to clear those jungles early game very quickly, using your speed and that damage. Aerial Ace getting about a 33, almost 34% damage increase. That's huge. And Fly, this is a big buff here. Almost a 28% increase. So with that, you're going to really be able to, like, 3,000 damage. That's going to be real nice for trying to pick off those Zapdoses. You can try to stay back as Talonflame and just try to get in that last nice chunk of damage on Zapdos with a Fly soaring in. So that'll be interesting to see. Definitely big buffs for Talonflame now that we're looking at the numbers. Venusaur. So I guess we're starting off with everybody who got the super buffs here. Sludge Bomb, a 70% special defense drop when inflicted by poison. That's pretty big. Damage increase with the poison stack, that's a 53% increase. That's big. Sludge Bomb, very, very nice. Petal Dance, they're not sure what changed here. So I'm not sure. Solar Beam, okay, this is pretty huge. So cooldown decreased 1 second, that's fine. But what they don't write here, but that I saw on another thing, is that as you level up, the cooldown decreases more. So if you get to level 15, if you're at max level late game, Solar Beam's cooldown is 5.3 seconds. That is massive. That is crazy. So late game, you're going to be able to get off several big solar beams when you need them. So that'll be very cool. You know, you're going to want to be feeding your Venusaur early, trying to get him higher in level for those late game fights so he can be dropping those solar beams on the team. And then Verdant Anger, Venusaur's Unite move, gets a 32 almost % increase, so that's huge too. And it looked like the range that the seeds kind of pop out was increased a little bit. So that's also very nice. Absol, buffing 2 moves that people didn't really use. I think I'd still rather use Pursuit, but we'll have to see here. The damage increase, almost, it's basically with the full combo for Night Slash, if you are able to follow through all the hits, almost a double, 91.5% increase. That's huge. And Sucker Punch, I think Sucker Punch needed this. It's kind of an awkward move, but 41% increase in damage. So that's big. So we'll have to test Absol out a little more. Again, I think I still like Pursuit, but we'll have to see. Wigglytuff. So Wigglytuff got a bunch of stuff. The Sing looks like the sleep duration, like the duration that you're singing was increased a little bit, and the sleep duration instead of like 1 second is now like 1.5 seconds. So that's pretty big. Damage increase, only a 9% damage increase. So, but when you get to plus, it's a 37% damage increase. So that's pretty crazy. Oh, so it looks like Double Slap, instead of hitting 3 times, now only hits twice, but they're for a lot larger chunks. That's pretty cool. Alright, Eldegoss. Here's one of our nerfs. Cotton Guard. Cooldown from 7 to 9 seconds. That's probably going to take 1 Cotton Guard away from you in a fight. So that's pretty sad. And the healing was decreased by 40%. It looks like instead of filling up like a block and a half, it only fills up like 1 block on most Pokemon. I mean, which could still matter, you know, but this is basically worth 1 basic attack, maybe. Cotton Spore. Cooldown from 10 seconds to 7.5, so you're going to be able to spam Cotton Spore a lot more, which is pretty cool. I'll have to test more on that. Like, I don't know, is Eldegoss dead? Did Wigglytuff take its role? Oh, also, Wigglytuff got some huge buff increases. It now has the 2nd highest HP pool behind only Snorlax from the looks of it. And its defenses got like a 50% increase on both physical and special, so that's pretty huge. And Concloud Crash, about 20% decrease in healing. So it's still good, but did it lose the utility of Cotton Guard here? Will that bring Eldegoss down? Alright, Cinderace, another big nerf. Base attack, so this is his base attack stats, so this is going to affect everything. Decreased about 15 points at the base level. 10% decrease in auto attack, and almost a 13% when you hit level 15. So that's pretty big. That'll probably take away like 1 or 2 good hits on people. Blaze Kick, damage decreased, resulting in about a 17% decrease in damage. You know, again, that's nothing to scoff at, but Blaze Kick does still keep its secondary effect of increasing your attack speed, and it is a dash, so I think it is still good. Pyro Ball gets a damage increase, but it only ends up being a 4% increase in damage due to Cinderace's base attack going down. So I don't know if it'll be worth it. I think we'd rather still keep Blaze Kick, but hopefully this just brings Cinderace Hyper Carry down a little bit. Alright, another huge nerf. Gengar. Shadow Ball. Damage increased about 40%. That's huge. Could make Shadow Ball reliable as a, you know, long-range damage dealer. This is the big nerf. Hex. The damage was decreased about 13%, which isn't, you know, not significant. And the frames and vulnerability, I saw another thing. I think that the frames are like an extra full frame that you'll be vulnerable, which is huge. I might have to double check on that, but yeah, but the immunity frames when you're spamming Hex haven't changed. And for Dream Eater, the damage hasn't changed, but the speed of the actual attack has been increased. Zeraora gets a buff to Wild Charge, 1 second cooldown decrease from 12 to 11, and damage increased about 15%. So, again, not bad, but they didn't nerf Discharge, so Discharge probably still better. And Plasma Gale getting a 16% decrease in damage. Still going to be good. Still going to allow you to take out, you know, like a high priority Pokemon when you need it, other than like a Defender or anything. But, yeah, should be good. Cramerant Whirlpool gets a 16.4% decrease, so that's going to make those early Cramerants in the lane not as annoying to try and engage, getting caught in those Whirlpools. Dive gets a 26% increase, which is huge, but they didn't do anything with Surf, so I think Surf is probably still going to be better. We'll have to see, test that out. Machamp, oh, poor Machamp, Cross Chop, getting a almost 29% decrease in damage. That's really huge. And Close Combat gets a 7% increase in damage. I might still want to run Cross Chop. I don't think 7% is enough, but is almost 30% decrease enough to like change it. Like Close Combat is just such a hit and miss move, and the dash from Cross Chop is nice. Like this will take a little bit more figuring out exactly what you want to do, but I think Cross Chop is still viable. Lucario, Bug Fix on Power Punch. Using the boosted attack provided will give the bonus to the boosted attack. So the fully charged boost would triple the damage. Alright, so it'll no longer give the boosted attack power from the Power Punch, is what I'm reading from this. So, you know, a little bit of reining back of Lucario. And then Bone Rush will, you know, when you rush that bone, you'll hit everybody in the area there. So yeah, looks good. This is just some miscellaneous parts, not really part of the patch notes. I'm just reading some stuff, just interesting. Alright, so yeah, interesting notes. And now we're going to see how this, in theory, shakes up the meta. So we go to our handy dandy tier list, and we got to figure out kind of like where everybody's at. So Absol got some nice buffs. I think we had him in A tier last time. I think he's still A tier. We'll have to see exactly how Night Slash works. Again, I don't think I would go with Sucker Punch. Ninetales wasn't changed, so still a S tier attacker. Very nice. Charizard, we had him in C, but with these buffs, they're pretty good. I think Charizard is up there in A now. I think Charizard in the jungle is not a bad idea. Trying to get him up for sure. Cinderace, My last tier list, I had him A. He probably should have been S. I just had like a different team comp there, but yeah, Cinderace was S. Now I'm hoping he's more of an A. Hoping he kind of gets reined back a little, not, you know, get Cinderace out of the jungle, get him in a lane and see what he can do. I want the jungle role to be a little more diversified. Cramerant, I think he's still B. You know, especially his early game's been hurt. Crustle. They didn't do anything to Snorlax or Slowbro. And they buffed the other D tiers. I think Crustle's gonna be in my D tier. I just don't see much use for him, to be honest. Eldegoss was S tier. We're gonna have to see. Still the only healer in the game. But I'm gonna move Eldegoss down to A tier just because I think that now you have options. Spoiler, I think that, you know, I still think Eldegoss is probably better than Wigglytuff, but it's close now. Like, before it was like you want to support, you should be picking Eldegoss. Now I think Wigglytuff can make a very good point for it. Garchomp didn't get any changes, pretty sad. I'm going to move him down to C. He was in my B tier. I'm going to move Garchomp down to C. Just gets started too late. Gardevoir, I've been pretty happy with. I'm going to keep her in the B tier. Gengar getting nerfed. I had him in A tier. Again, like, I'm not too worried about Gengar overall. And now with Hex Spam hopefully being neutered. Although when I did start the game up today, I saw there was a bug in the patch notes that they addressed to do with Hex. What that is, I'm not quite sure. So, is it making Hex worse or is it still making Hex better? I'm not quite sure on that, but if the nerfs did anything to the Hex Spam, we'll have to see if Shadow Ball, Dream Eater with those buffs can do anything, but until I see it, I'm going to play it safe and say Gengar's in B tier. Again, when I play, I'm not really too worried about a Gengar anyway, even before this nerf to Hex. But I can see how newer players, you know, it's annoying to just get clicked on. Greninja didn't get any changes, so we're going to keep Greninja in B. Lucario, nothing too crazy. They buffed Bone Rush, which is nice, and just scaled back the bonus attack damage that would happen with Power Punch, which, you know, would only happen if you had the bonus attack queued up, and, you know, I don't think it was that crazy. Machamp. I probably would have moved Machamp up to S tier here, but until we figure out how significant that cross chop nerf is, I'm going to keep him in A. I think Jungle Machamp might still be good. Like, now I kind of like Charizard and Machamp as junglers over Cinderace. Mr. Mime. With Wigglytuff's buff, I gotta put Mr. Mime in D tier, because before it was like, okay, you don't want to play Eldegoss for whatever reason. You got allergies, dude. You sneeze when Eldegoss is around. I understand, you know. Like, and then you had choice between Mr. Mime and Wigglytuff, but now there's no choice between those two. It's like, okay, which of the good ones do you want? There's two good ones now. You know, you're not like, oh, I don't want to play the good one. I'll pick from one of the less good ones. But yeah, I think that drops Mr. Mime down in D tier. Pikachu didn't get any changes. I think he's still A. Could Pikachu take over Cinderace's role? I don't think so. Like, right, that's what people are going to be looking for now. They're going to be like, okay, Cinderace got nerfed. Let's play him out to see exactly how nerfed he is. If they find that he's nerfed so significantly that he can't do his role as the jungle hyper carry that he was, which was very, very good, they're going to try and find something to replace that. So could Pikachu do that? I don't think so. I think Pikachu's still better in lane, so we're going to keep him down there. Slowbro, still good. Still A tier. Snorlax, still great. Still S tier. Talonflame, we had him in D before. I think with these damage buffs, they are some big damage buffs. He's still squishy for me. I'm going to put him in C. Mainly because I think there are other Pokemon that do him better, but if he'll be able to go in, you know, on a, you know, lane 2v2, if he can go in, take out, like, do so much damage to take out, like, their defensive Pokemon, and then get out of there, could definitely be a B tier kind of ganker. And again, I mentioned with his fly buff, he'll definitely be a good Zapdos sniper. So, but I'm going to be conservative and say C tier. Venusaur. I think Venusaur moved all the way from D up to B. Some big buffs. I like how the Solar Beam will scale. So now I think you're always going to go Sludge Bomb, Solar Beam. So we might see more buffs for Venusaur in the future. For that Wigglytuff, we're going to put Wigglytuff in the A tier. Right there with Eldegoss, because I do think that there is a little bit of a choice now. And then Zeraora, we're also going to put in the A tier. So I think now, before I had like, who else did I have up there? I had Zeraora, and you could probably, and Eldegoss. Probably Cinderace should have been there instead of Zeraora. So before the nerfs, these two were up in S. Now they've kind of gone down to A. I think the metas opened up a lot more. Again, I think Talonflame might be able to move up to B. We'll see what the role is there. But I think a good team core is like Ninetales, Snorlax up top, Lucario with your pick of flavor, Eldegoss or Wigglytuff down bot lane. And then who do you want to jungle? Is Cinderace still going to be good enough to jungle? Is he still going to be the best? Can Pikachu maybe take that? I don't think so, but people might try it out. Will one of the speedsters finally become like a top? And I'm talking like high rank competitive. Speedsters don't see a lot of play. But will one of them be able to kind of take that role? Maybe Absol with its buffs got it. Or will Charizard or Machamp become the jungler? So right now the jungler role for most team comps is pretty open. So let me know down in the comments what you think of all these changes. What would be your personal team comp? Like who would you want in a comp of 5? Right now I'd probably still pick Eldegoss if I'm running Snorlax. But with Wigglytuff you got so much bulk. Oof, that is tough. That's tough. Right now, I would want to try Charizard in the jungle just for fun, and then your flavor of that. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of that. And as always, thanks for watching. Stay classy, society.